everyone, and welcome to Sing for Alexa Saturday. I don't even know what like number Sing for Alexa Saturday this is. We've had so many, and the guests just seem to just be more and more wonderful each time. And today we have the insanely talented and TikTok star, as well as Dear Evan Hansen star, David Jeffery. What the heck? I know he probably can't like hear the class, which is why if you want to like go like this, that's what we usually do on here. Yay! Which is really amazing and exciting. David, thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to meet all of you guys.
Yeah, awesome. So, for anyone who is maybe very new to this or joined last minute, we're gonna have, this is a masterclass basically. Me and David are gonna talk a little bit about ourselves, answer some questions, and then we'll go into our 3 singers that we have. And then if you would like to stay, there's a musical theater Kahoot at the end, and the winner gets a free video chat with me. So yay, very exciting. So to jump right into it, hi guys, I'm Alexa. I would assume if you're here, you probably have somewhat of a pretty good idea of who I am. But just in case, I am a musical theater TikToker, and I do a lot of duets with the piano and things. A little background on me, I come from a very musical family, so I've been singing, playing piano, doing everything very musically since I was very little on the bandstand with my whole family. Growing up, we performed at a lot of assisted living facilities, which was really fun. And then I officially started professional singing lessons, I think when I was 13. And from there, my teacher just kept pushing me to be in all the shows. And then I got a really big love for acting. So I went to a high school to performing arts. And then while I was there, while the day was very conservatory styled there, I even reached out to do a lot of pre-college programs outside of my high school. So I did Rutgers High School Musical Theater Academy and Westminster Choir College's Solo Vocal Artist program. I did Juilliard's pre-college program. I was accepted to go into the city and study with all their teachers every Saturday in my junior year. I did Paper Mill Playhouse's conservatory program, and I just developed a really deep love and appreciation for everything performing while still making sure to be training very classically in my piano and my vocal studies. So then for college, I wanted to dive more into what it would take to write and produce and create my own material instead of just, you know, what it is being on a stage. So that's what I'm currently doing at Ithaca College, where I'm a Bachelor of Music major with an outside field in theater arts. And yeah, in my freshman year, I found TikTok, and practice rooms led me to posting, and then now I'm here. So that's kind of like a very summarized version of my life story that no one really needed. But I am now going to hand it over to David Jeffery to tell you guys a little bit about himself.
Hi everyone, I am David, and I am from Canada, so apologies if I say sorry instead of sorry. I get made fun of a lot for that. But I am the kind of person who I really liked acting and singing as a kid growing up, but I didn't like the art form of musicals as a kid. I thought it was really tacky and it didn't make sense to me. And the only reason I got into it, and please don't tell it, this is just between us, okay? Insider scoop here. I got into musicals because in my high school drama department, all of the girls were in there, and I thought it would be a really great way to meet girls, and it was.
I love that.
But that aside, once I got into it, I fell in love with the art form of musicals, and I did a lot of community theater. I did my high school shows, and I never really considered it to be something I would pursue professionally. And one year after high school, I took a trip to New York City with my friends, and I went and saw the show Dear Evan Hansen as a tourist, and I fell in love with the show. And I don't know why, but I was compelled to be like, you know what, I want to audition for this show. I don't know why, I just want to. And I would love to win the lottery, right? But some things it doesn't go that easily. But I did some research on Google, and I looked up the casting director, I found her email, and I just randomly sent her an email saying, hi, I'm David, here's my resume, here's a picture of me, and here's like a 60-second clip of me singing. And then from that email, I got an audition for the Toronto production of Dear Evan Hansen, which eventually I was cast in Toronto, and then Toronto closed, they moved me to the tour, and then I was on the tour for 6 months, and then they asked me to go to Broadway. And I was Connor Murphy on Broadway up until the shutdown. I still am Connor Murphy on Broadway, but currently I'm back home in Canada. But that's my story. I just sent an email, and here I am. I'm pretty lucky, obviously, but I know that if somebody like me is capable of just feeling inspired to send in a tape, I want to encourage anyone who's watching this to not only believe in themselves, but it sounds cliche, but anyone can do this. I mean, yes, you have to, have at least an innate amount of talent, and you have to be able to sing if you want to get into musicals. But if you at least have rudimentary, basic kind of talent levels, I believe you can grow to become a Broadway performer. Because, I mean, if you've seen any of my videos, I can't dance. I say that all the time. You don't have to be a triple threat. I'm not the world's best singer. I'm not the world's best actor. But I don't know. I think it's just because of my years of community theater, it sort of built confidence and a skill set that allowed me to develop into a person who could presumably make it to Broadway, and then did make it to Broadway. So that's my story.
Wow, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we're now going to open up the floor to anyone who has questions for David or me, but more David because I'm always going to be around. This is very, very a cool, special thing that we have him on. So if you have a particular question, please keep it short so that we can get to as many people as possible. Just one question. Just wave your hands. I'll unmute someone. I'll announce your name if you're being unmuted so you have some sort of a warning. Alrighty, let's do Aaron. Okay, I'm unmuting you.
Hey. So my question for David is, what is your favorite song to perform in Dear Evan Hansen out of all the tracks you've done?
Oh, this is a very, very common question that I get. And out of all of the tracks, I would have to say Words Fail. It is my favorite song in the show. It's emotional. There's a lot of leeway. You don't have to sound good. So if you're not feeling vocally 100%, it's like, hey, great, Words Fail. I can kind of get through this. But that aside, I mean, I just love the song. But a very close second is the Evan part of Good For You. I don't know why, I just really like that part.
Okay.
Awesome. Great question. Thank you. Alrighty. Do we have someone else? Just wave your hands like this. Alrighty, let's do Victoria Baker. Hi.
Hi. Oh my gosh, hi. So my question is kind of to both of you. So do you have any advice in general for young singers and sort of gaining confidence to sing in front of people? Yeah, that's it.
I'll go first because I have kind of a short answer for that. A lot of people, I went through a period of time where when I was seeing Broadway shows, anyone who went out the stage door, it was a hello and what's one really good piece of advice you would have. And so many of them said that a lot of people spend a pretty good amount of time trying to mimic the people that they really admire and sound just like them, act just like them, be just like them. And he said, but the thing that I realized pretty late in life and this was actually Rob McClure, the guy who's now in Mrs. Doubtfire on Broadway. He had just said, like, don't waste your time doing that, because what's going to make you special and you stand out is you and what's different about you. So I would say, as great as like listening to cast recordings are, just kind of take some time to figure out, what's my sound? What makes me unique? What can I do that a ton of other people can't? That's my short answer.
I agree with that. I think that's excellent advice. I would also say so many people are looking for like one quick and easy way, like a secret way where you don't have to work and you can just get what you want. Where the reality is I think the best way to get better at like singing is to sing every day. Do something every single day that gets you a little bit closer to the goal that you have. Now, even if it's like I'm in my room and I want to sing any random song, that will help you because it's still strengthening your chords. It's still providing you experience singing. It's making you more familiar with the sounds and the songs and getting to know your own voice a little bit better. So again, whether you're in the shower, the car, your room, at a funeral, probably not a funeral, but anywhere, it just sing as much as you can, act as much as you can. If you're a dancer, dance as much as you can, and the experience will inevitably help you.
Awesome. Great question. Thank you. Okay. Let us we could probably maybe do two more, maybe. Just wave if you got a question. Okay, let's do Duncan. Hi.
Hi. I have a quick question for both of you for your both experiences, but like I've had rough experiences with directors being very harsh with criticism towards me. Like, do you have any advice on how to deal with that and how to grow and learn from that? But like I'm learning, but it sometimes hits me in the wrong spot. But
I'll let David, I think, take this one.
Okay, the funny thing about this is my first production of Dear Evan Hansen in Toronto, this exact thing happened to me. They pulled me aside and basically said, like, you need to do better or we'll find someone else who will.
Yeah.
And as it was like my first professional acting gig, so that I was so scared. The way that I got through that was just to look at it, and I don't think it's so much an attack on you. Like, they're not saying, hey, you're not good enough, Duncan. Don't do this, Duncan. Like, that's not what it is. It's they have a vision, and sometimes it's like if you had a vision and you're trying to explain it to someone else what you want, it can get frustrating if the communication isn't working. So it's never about you, and it's just important to remember that usually, I mean, I can't speak for your experiences, but I would assume they're never like a testament to your talent level. It's just a matter of the vision in of itself. But if it does start weighing on your shoulders, I found comfort in talking to my friends in the cast and just asking, do you think I'm doing okay? Is there anything I can do a little bit better? And they were all like, no, no, no. And that made me feel a lot better. So I would seek comfort in your peers, your coworkers, other people in the show that you're in, because usually it's not, you're probably not doing as bad as your brain tells you you are.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, one more person. Let me go on to the other. We have 7 pages here. Oh, hello. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Let's do Katie. Oh, I like your shirt.
Thank you. So, I actually saw Dear Evan Hansen January 5th on tour. So David may have been in it, and I was wondering if he knew whether he was in it or not, because I lost the little slip where it says understudies, and I think he was an understudy, so I was just curious.
January. So was that San Diego, or was that?
Yes, San Diego Civic Theater.
San Diego. I may have been. I don't remember the exact dates that I was on.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you would know or not. I was just
think I went on. I went on one time in San Diego as Connor. So maybe.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alrighty, yeah, of course. Okay, so now we are going to 1 minute early move into our singers actually. So let's make the order. Let's do Hannah, Joey, and then Emma. So we're gonna start off with Hannah. If you can wave me down so that I could find you and unmute you through these 7 pages. Oh, here we go. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you?
Doing pretty good. Alrighty, so you can feel free to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then as soon as you're ready, give us a slate, and then you can begin.
All right. Well, I guess kind of is gonna be the same thing as my slate, but my name's Hannah. I'm 17. I have been doing theater for 10 years now. I don't know. It's been a while, and I saw the announcement to do this kind of thing on TikTok, and I was so excited to do it. And I just, I had to put myself forward because I've been trying to get a little more out there. I live in northern Wisconsin, so there's not very much to do out here. Yeah, so I'm gonna go into it.
And actually, I forget to say this almost every time. So for any of the singers, Zoom has this built-in system where it tries to erase any Now that I did that all the way, please feel free to just reslate if you wouldn't mind, and then you can begin.
Hi, my name is Hannah Fields. I'm 17 years old, and I will be singing Requiem from Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, if everyone wants to give a nice silent cheer. Beautiful, really beautifully done. Okay, so how this is gonna go, I'm gonna give some vocal feedback that I hear, and David can cover a lot of the acting, or if whatever he wants to do basically. And then we might ask for you guys to, all the singers, if you've been on here before, you kind of know, maybe to restart or like do certain sections with certain adjustments. So Hannah, I would love to ask you, have you had any like voice lessons before, any vocal training prior to this?
Yes, I've been taking voice lessons for like 7-8 years.
Nice. And you can tell it sounds really good, really healthy. It's in a really nice forward place. One thing that I kind of noticed a little bit was your posture, and I couldn't tell if maybe it was just the way that the camera might have been angled or something like that. Especially when you're breathing though, you have a tendency to kind of collapse a little bit, and then on your next inhalation kind of perk back up and then deflate a little bit. I think that to have my dad just came downstairs, sorry about that.
That's fine.
To have to be able to sustain that breath support for a lot longer throughout the phrase, I think it'd be really beneficial to you to almost think about a string pulling up from your chest the entire time, because even though Zoe's, you know, kind of defeated, this isn't her like best moment, she's definitely not like posing for a picture or anything, but especially because she's singing and it's kind of a demanding song, and you'd be doing this on a stage, posture is pretty important. You know, you can still, you know, have the whole dramatic factor there with making sure that your posture is still, you know, prime for singing and everything like that. So if you were to do this again, focus a little bit on your posture and make sure that you're not shrinking forward or anything. And then, yeah, when it comes to breath, I think that that'll really help, because there is like this motion a little bit sometimes while you're singing. So making sure that it's constantly nice and up and out. And I think that you'll even find that in the breaths that you will take, you'll be able to almost, I guess, like expand a lot easier and quicker with having good posture instead of like almost inflating as a whole with your body. But for the most part, it sounds really, really nice, really beautiful. Great job. I thought this would be a good one to start off with as a nice break. All right.
Hi.
Great job. You have a beautiful voice. Like I said, you can
Thank
really tell you're a strong singer. I'll start with something very technical, just because, you know, I'm in the show and can do that.
Yeah.
They are very, very stingy on these little drop down notes. On the first and the last time that you sing, I think it's like pretty much the chorus, the "Why should I play the grieving girl?" That line, there are these drop down notes on "play, grieving, and girl." So why should I play the grieving girl? And they like all those drop downs. If you're just singing for fun, it won't matter. But if you're ever like singing for them, that's one that they're 100% going to make sure that you do. I wanted to give you very good praise for this. Your emotion when Cynthia and Larry are singing, you stayed engaged. Your face didn't go blank. You were like still acting when you weren't like doing anything like singing wise, which was really, really important, really strong. I thought you could maybe add a little bit more anger on the word monster. You are not the monster, like anger there. And then right after you hit that monster, it's immediate sadness for like this realization you've just had. So seeing that shift of emotion, I think, is pretty important in this song. And then at the very end, I mean, I made a video on this, but the very end of the song is a little optimistic that she will sing no requiem tonight, but she could tomorrow. So sometimes they like to see a little twinge of like, not you're happy, but like maybe one glimpse of hopefulness at the end of the song. But other than that, you did an amazing job, amazing voice. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, one thing that that actually kind of surprised me a little bit, I guess, just because we've had a person on Sing for Alexa Saturday do the song in the past, and they actually found a way to sing Larry and Cynthia's part. So I wasn't sure, David, do you think if you were to sing this would you recommend doing that, I guess?
That's tough. I probably wouldn't in an audition for the show.
Yeah,
No.
But if you were just like for fun, yeah, I don't see why not.
Because I know there's a version of it that has like they changed the lyrics for Zoe.
Mallory, right? Mallory did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you could, like, for fun, for sure, go nuts. I think that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So another thing that I actually just wanted to talk about a little is, so you have a lot of the song is questions, right? I mean, you say, like a ton of the phrases that you sing don't actually have any answers, and they all kind of get left open-ended. I felt like Hannah standing there was very confident and of course beautiful and knew what she was talking about. And I feel like I would love to see a little bit more of that uncertainty and a little bit more of searching for the answers. And I think because there is no definite answer, she's getting more and more worked up over it. I would love to see you really thinking about the words that you're saying. I mean, what are like the ones that I'm thinking about? Maybe even just from the beginning, can you just start to say the lyrics?
What is it? Why should I play this girl? Or why can't I remember? Yes, there you go.
Why should I play this game of pretend?
Pretend. I was gonna say girl of pretend, and I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so from there, if you can speak
Okay. Why should I play this game of pretend? Why should I? Wow. Why should I play this game of pretend?
You know what? I'm blanking on it too.
Okay, hold on. I got this.
Does anyone want to text me what the?
Okay, I got it. Why should I play this game of pretend? Remembering through a secondhand sorrow, such a great son and wonderful friend. Oh, don't the tears just pour? I could curl up and hide in my room, there in my bed still sobbing tomorrow. I could give in to all of the gloom. But tell me what for?
Perfect. So were you able to find anything in that?
Yeah, I think it's her just kind of like, she doesn't like, she doesn't feel any sympathy and she doesn't know why.
And then, so another thing musically that I would just love to talk about is the phrases are they're quite long in this. And so in order to still, I guess, like almost keep our interest and make sure that we're getting the whole phrase of the line, why should I play this game of pretend, remembering through a secondhand sorrow? That's all like one sentence, right? If you were to write it out.
Yeah.
In songs that tend to be a little, when there's one sentence that has breaks and the breaks are kind of over a period of time, making sure that we're connecting that just intentionally and through phrase and through intention will really help sell the whole line. So it's not just, why should I play this game of pretend, remembering through a secondhand sorrow, sent into all the gloom, but tell me what for? Think about like connecting and going all the way to the end. Like the intent of that, why should I play this game of pretend? The whole point of you saying that is tell me what for. So thinking about where you're going with it will also help drive it, not only just through the story, but also in terms of like music too, since it is like musical theater. Okay. David, do you have anything more to add?
I think your confidence, that was a great note actually, is, you know, I think you as a singer are quite confident. It sits nicely in your range, and I think it's about, if you were to sing this again, which you should because you're good at it, I would be finding the vulnerability of the character and not being afraid to show that, and not letting your confident of, oh, I can sing this, come through a little bit. But like it sits so nicely in your range. So I mean, great job Hannah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was really, really beautiful. I mean, and I'm just being very picky with you because I know you're very good and I want to give you as much as I can. Okay, so can you let us know, do you have any accounts that you would like to shout out? Let us know where we could hear your beautiful voice again.
I have a singing account. It's miss.b.natural on Instagram.
All
and
right.
then my TikTok is HannahField17, but that's on your account also.
Yeah, true. So everyone can go look at that. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, Hannah.
Thank you so much for having me. This is amazing.
Oh, very welcome. Alrighty. Okay, so our next singer that we have up is Joey. So Joey, if you could give me a big wave, I'll look through all these pages. Oh, okay, here we go. Unmute. You should be able to unmute yourself now.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Doing pretty good. What about you?
I'm good. Tired, but good.
Awesome. Were you able to follow what I was saying about turning on the original sound?
Yes, I think I'm on my phone.
Oh,
so
it's a little harder.
I think it'll be okay. I've tested it before, so.
Okay, awesome.
We'll see.
So, feel free to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then whenever you're ready, you could slate and begin.
Awesome. So, hi everyone. My name is Joey Guerra. I actually just graduated from UCI as a musical theater major, and yeah, been doing musical theater since my junior year in high school. I actually didn't start off that way. I have a very interesting story. I started off like tone deaf, and I auditioned for choir, and I was named the worst singer. And then by the end of my senior year, I got awarded best singer in all of our high school. So, you know, it's like work hard and have passion and you can do it. And you can just keep going, honestly. You can do it if you set your mind to it. And yeah. I think I have 3 options for songs. If you guys want to choose. I have Out There, On the Street Where You Live, and For Forever.
I'll let David choose.
Hi, David.
Hey, man, how you doing? How you doing?
Good.
Okay. Well, do you have one more prepared than the other? Or are they all even?
All pretty even. Yeah, they're all 16 bars, so.
I was kind of excited to see the On the Street Where You Live, just because everyone on here sings. I just love like older pieces so much that we don't. Do you have that one prepared?
I do. I can do that.
Would that be good with you, David?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, I know David's on Dear Evan Hansen, so I was like, should I do a pop song? I don't know. But let's do it. I'm going to bring that up right now. I'll just put on the suit since I'm doing this song.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. My name is Jared Garrett. I'll be doing On the Street Where You Live.
So David, if Joey were to come in and audition and he used that cut, what's some advice from a professional that you would give?
I would say the thing with this, particularly from the acting perspective, is this one is tricky because you really run the risk of it being one-dimensional. In
Right.
Like, there's not a lot going on emotionally, except from, like, I don't know, hopefulness, optimism, that kind of thing. So the challenge would be finding a way to make it visually interesting. And that is a subjective thing. Like, I don't know what's visually interesting to you or what's visually interesting to a casting director, but you have a very nice classical range, particularly for someone who is tone deaf. So that's how you did that. But I would just say if this was the cut you were using, I would sit down and look at it and think, how can I make this interesting? Because they're going to be looking for how does he act when he's singing? What choices are you making? So what you could do to spice it up so you're not just kind of, I liked you did like an arm thing at one point. That was kind of nice. It was like, oh, okay, he's opening up, he's letting us in. But it's finding ways to make, us, the audience or the casting team, interested in what you're singing and not just, oh, it's okay, he's hopeful, he's optimistic, finding a way to make it catch us, that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Vocally, I thought that sounded fantastic. Your first note, I was like, oh my gosh, so good. I mean, you could tell you've done a lot of training, done a lot of work. It was really nice. Everything was really well supported. I think that even for those the higher notes kind of towards the end, you could probably even take like a deeper breath, like really make sure you prepare that ahead of time.
Right.
It's so crazy. That's definitely not going to be a breath to like ignore. And either you did it very, very well and subtly, in which I applaud you for, but just in case, I'm just going to let you know that's definitely one that I think the breath will help you. It'll just help make everything 10 times easier, and you won't have to like work as hard, because we don't want to see you working. We want to just see you being happy about the street where this girl lives. So
I like that. That's awesome.
I would love to know is, when you're singing this song, is there like an X to the character Y equals, like X to the character is Y to me, that like you have playing in your mind? In other words, do you have someone, if you were to close your eyes right now and I were to ask you, what street were you on? Would you be able to like have in your head a specific street in front of a specific person's house that you actually at one point have had interest for?
You caught me there. I haven't had that specific, but caught me on my training.
It's okay.
But now that you mention it, I do have a place where I can put that and like the imagery to put. I have like, I have it in the character's mind, but not a realistic mind of like what the setting is like. So yeah.
So I would encourage you, so actually even just right now, everyone could do this if they want, just close your eyes. Okay, and now picture a person that gives you complete butterflies whenever you walk near them, whenever you maybe smell their perfume or their cologne, just, oh my gosh, insane butterflies. The person that you talk to your best friends about, the person that your heart drops when they snapped you, and you have to go and run to the nearest mirror to make sure that you look okay because you don't want to wait too long before snapping them back, because then it'll seem like you're really trying, and you don't want to do that because you're trying to play hard to get. And now picture yourself absolutely insane. Corona is happening and you're not going to be able to sleep for a really long time. So what have you done? Silly you. You grabbed the nearest bouquet of flowers that you could find and you hauled your butt over to their house, and here you are standing right outside their house. And there are butterflies and you're just freaking out because you want to tell them, but you're not sure if you can. That feeling that you have, that honest, genuine feeling. Okay, Joey, I'm going to ask for you to open your eyes, and whenever you feel ready, start the track and then begin singing from wherever that place is.
Let's do it.
Hello. Okay. What? That was, okay, here, I'm speechless, so I'm just going to let David.
Yeah, I felt such joy watching that. Like,
oh, good.
I was entertained. I was sucked. Like, as soon as the first wave where we did, I was like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. It was visually interesting. You sounded great. I believed the character that you were portraying. It was great, man. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It was such a big difference to see you kind of almost tell the story versus being in the story. It was so much interesting. We could see everything that you were seeing in your eyes, and that excitement and that fear. And I think that because because the focus wasn't solely on everything that like physical and stuff like that, and it was more of a feeling of like joy and lightness, it really just almost connected everything and let that sound just go boom. It was insane. My dad was
I felt that.
my dad literally went, whoa. It was so nice. Wow, just snaps.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I felt like the confidence that you were exuding in that just really permeated the screen. I was like, this guy is confident. I believed the whole thing. It just felt like you had somebody in mind. It was a great tip, Alex. That was fantastic. Just the you know what? If you were to do this again, I would say keep that, whatever you just did, that image in mind, because that confidence really works for that song.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So very welcome. Do you have any, because we actually have some time left, because I mean, how are you going to really correct that from there?
There's always something.
Do you have any questions for me or David? Any direct questions?
Yeah, actually, first one is to David. David, I wanted to ask you, with congratulations being on Broadway and getting to have a successful career, how is it keeping yourself up, one, as a person, and then two, vocally, having the stamina to do those amount of shows and stuff?
Well, first of all, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Honestly, the biggest thing with I'm from Canada, so moving to the United States and being like, I'm on the western side of Canada, and New York's obviously on the east, so it's very far away. The biggest thing is to keep in touch with those from your hometown, your friends, people who are like maybe outside of the performing world, kind of keep you grounded, remember your roots, so to speak. It does help after a long day to connect with a friend. But you also, if you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work, you know? Like, I love going there every day, and I love the people, I love the show, I love the characters. So I never really feel like, oh, my life is so mundane. You know, it's very fun, but I do have a great support team around me who keep me, you know, light and laughing all the time. Vocally, I will say, I mean, there are things that you have to, like, I don't eat pizza as much on Broadway when I do outside of the show. The dreaded word, yeah, exactly. The dreaded word that everyone hates, but I'll use it here. Phlegm is like a real thing when you're singing, and you know when you're on stage and you feel like, oh God, like I have to clear my throat.
Yep.
That is like the number one problem that I go through as a performer on
Acting
Broadway.
choice.
Yes, you know, like, how do I work this in? But it's like, it's cutting out things that you have to decide for yourself make you phlegmy. Whether that's, you know, a lot of people cut out dairy, some people don't cut, like, or eating late at night, acidic-based foods. I just find that as long as I warm up before a show, not, dear God, not 5 hours before a show, That's a reference to TikTok if anyone knows that. But you know, it's like just do a proper warm up. Eat the foods that you know don't make you phlegmy, and in my opinion, you'll be fine. You got a great voice. I think it's strong. You can trust it. And I don't know if Alexa has any other tips, but that's all that I would say about that.
Thank
No,
you.
I think that pretty much covers it. Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, for you, Alexa, I was gonna say, one, congrats on being in school and going for your dream. I think that's amazing. And I think I just want to ask, like, how's your experience? Like, how's it going? And I know it's hard through Corona, but honestly, you've been like, I've been singing your stuff all the time, and I think it's been so helpful to get through this. And I think just like, how have you been, and like, how has it been doing theater in school?
You know what? That is the sweetest thing ever. It's been okay. It's definitely, I'm looking at my dad very lovingly as I say, a challenge. Just especially because all my stuff is still in Ithaca. It's still there. So it's been really weird wearing all the clothes that I outgrew in about 7th grade because all my stuff is at Ithaca. But honestly, it's a blessing and a curse because as soon as things started getting almost really big for TikTok, that I really wanted to focus on it a lot more, was the same time, well, I was getting really very, very, very stressed. So then to be able to not have to go back to school kind of like calmed me down a bit because it was always less of like, okay, I'm doing so much at home and now what happens when I go back? I mean, I'm still gonna have to figure that out, but now it's postponed a little bit. But that stress kind of subsided and it's just giving me a lot more time to do a ton of projects. My younger brother's really good with like he's building a whole studio in that other room, so it's giving us a lot of, I guess, like bonding time because I want to figure out how the heck that all works so that I can like get more. I've just been writing a ton more, so just trying to make it more of a positive, I guess. Yeah.
Totally. Thank you guys so much.
Oh, very welcome. Now, please let us know, where can we hear your beautiful voice again? Any accounts you'd like to shout out?
You can follow me on TikTok. I have some vocal stuff there. It's bad__ombre. And then I have my account on Instagram, which is Joey__Guerra.
Love that. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, Joey, again.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, David.
Nice to meet you too, man.
Alrighty. And now our last but not least singer, we have Emma. So, Emma, if you can, oh, there we go. Unmuting. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Alrighty. So feel free to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then whenever you're ready, just give us a slate, and then you can begin.
Okay. Hi. I'm Emma. I'm 14. I'm turning 15 in 2 months. I love musical theater. I've been doing it since I was 8. I love singing. I'm also a dancer. I'm dancing for 11 years. And I don't really have anything else to say, but yeah, I'm singing "Fight for Me" from Heathers the Musical. So yeah.
Love it. Awesome. Yay! Oh, wonderful, wonderful, Emma. I want to ask you to say 2 things that you really enjoyed about your performance, and then 2 things that maybe you'd want to work on or are currently working on.
I think my acting was pretty good, but I think I messed up on like the last note.
You know what? No one's really gonna, I mean, yes, notes are important, but I think what's more important is just the acting through that. And that would probably be my first note. No matter what happens, make sure that, you know, this is a mistake that a lot of people make, or not like a mistake, that's like kind of harsh. So as doing musical theater, you and the music are one, right? You yourself speaking isn't enough to tell the story because the feelings that you feel are just so intense that you feel like you have to break into song. So musical theater, a lot of people just kind of focus on the theater thing, and it's when they start singing this, that's kind of when it begins, and then when they stop, that's kind of where it stops. But if there was a pianist there just now, if we were doing this like and there was a pianist there, if you broke out of the song before the pianist was finished, and me kind of being a pianist, I'd be like, what? No, get back up there. We're not finished until I finish. And I know a lot of pianists kind of have little pet peeves about that, where it's like, what am I, chopped liver? Like, what? No. So I would find, and I actually think that because you were doing a really, really great job of the acting. I think that listening to that music and that build, it's all for you. You and the music are one. So it's not until the music stops that your performance is also finished, because it's that music that is also driving you. So even if you stop singing, you can still just be so caught up in the moment and just be so happy, jump around at the end of like whatever, you know, Barrett, she like jumps around like a crazy person at the end of Beautiful, just because she's so filled with joy and so happy. You don't even have to finish belting it. Just make us think that it was purposeful, finish it strong, and then just be so incredibly happy. But I would, and this is a note to everyone, your job is not finished until the music is absolutely done and over, which is something to be said about like operettas, which the music just never stops, so you're kind of always on. But yeah, so that would be my advice for that. Some other vocal stuff, it sounded really good. In those high notes, where do you feel it placed? Like, where are you placing it when you have to kind of hit those higher belty notes?
What's the question? I don't really like what.
Wanna fight for. Okay, I'm wondering if, so a lot of the higher notes that you sing, they're on diphthongs, which are tricky. And I talk about this a little bit, but it's basically in English. English is a very muddy language. So if you take voice lessons, they usually start you off with Italian or something, not just to seem really fancy, but because in Italian, they have very pure vowels, where if there's an A, it's an A and an A only. If you look at the English language, the word like kite, what vowel is that? Kite. Kite, it's kind of two. It's like 2 and 1, but when does it change and when does it, it's really, really weird and complicated. So fight is one that you say a lot, right? Fight. What vowel is that? What vowel would you say you're singing?
Sorry, I'm just like really confused.
It's okay. So the word fight, you sing it a lot, right?
Yeah.
So as a singer, when you sing, gonna fight, what vowel, A, E, O, or U, do you feel like you're singing when you sing that word?
I.
So that's what I'm hearing. So I don't know if it'll come up clear on here, but in IPA, International Phonetic Language, this would be, it's an A and an I, fight. So as singers, what we always want to do is stay on the first one for as long as we possibly can before going to the more closed one. Gonna fight, instead of fight for, because as soon as you go to the more closed option, gonna fight, this gets really, really tight, as opposed to it being nice and open if you're singing on an ah. We're gonna fight, and you just add the E at the very, very end. Or if you were to sing kite, or anything, any word where there's a vowel, and you sing it, also sorry if I'm very sweaty right now. These lights are not working, Dad. You put so many lights out here to try to get the lighting good, because everyone knows I'm a lighting freak. I'm so obsessed about the lighting. But, and now I went off on a tangent. Anyway, point being, whenever you have to sing one of these diphthongs, you're always gonna wanna stay on the first one before closing to the next one, which is also really good and important in the word fight, which you sing a lot, which tends to sound a little bit like, gonna fight, where you close instead of remaining open and doing that E at the very end. Fight. Oh, and I guess it's an I. Yeah, because it's I. Fight. Does that make sense? You could say no.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yes. Yeah.
I think that's all I'm gonna say. Overall, it sounded really, really nice. I think that thinking about those diphthongs might really help you. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna pass it over to David.
Hi.
Hi.
Great job, great job. I'm gonna start and work my way backwards. I think the last 4 lines of the song, the "wanna fight for me, if you're still alive, I would fight for you, if you would fight for me," those 4, I think every time you sing one, it should build. Like, it's like, "wanna fight for me," and then a little bit more, "if you're still alive," and a little bit more, "I would fight for you," and a little bit more, "if you would fight for me," and then that's the big crescendo, as they say. At the very end, just because the music melodically, it's amping up, the instrumentation is amping up. It would just, I feel it would add a dynamic layer of awesomeness that would really complement your performance and your voice. You got a very strong voice. I think what you're doing well in this song is it looks like you're having fun, which is great. I would, and this is just me, you can disagree with this, I would toy around with adding an element of like flirtation, which feels weird because I'm sure you're quite young. But in this particular song, I think it would, I don't know, like, have you seen the show? Are you familiar with the show?
I've seen like some bootlegs. I've never really like actually seen the show though.
Okay, no judgment, all good. If you play around with it, you don't have to keep it if you don't like it, but like at particularly the beginning, the damn, that whole thing, you can add like a little bit of flirtiness to it, which might be fun. I would also, for this, it's okay, but if you were gonna use this as an audition or performance, I would you do this a lot with your hands, which is fine once in a while, but it would probably happen like 8 or 9 times. So I would probably work on finding a new motion besides this, which is, again, totally fine. But if you do this over and over, it starts looking like a nervous tick. And then people will just be like, oh, she's really nervous, which maybe you are because you're singing for 153 people. So that's fine. And I would also say, particularly for the end, you kind of touched on this with Alexa, but I would, if you're nervous, make sure you get enough air, and that will help obviously with maintaining those big notes. But for me, at least in our show in Dear Evan Hansen, they always tell us to like massage the jaw, which or do that with the bottom part of your jaw, which I don't know, it makes you more loose, and then it allows you to get more air, and then it's not so tense, which is why we run out of air, and then you can't maintain a big note. But if that does happen, like, it's not a big deal, but I just think this might actually help you maintain a longer note and getting more air. But I like, great job. Again, you have a beautiful voice, and I love all those playbills in the background there.
Yes, we love. Alrighty, so Emma, do you have any accounts that you would like to shout out? Where can we hear your beautiful voice?
Yeah, I have my theater Instagram, which is at EMS_journey14 on Instagram.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you.
here. Yeah, thank you. Alrighty. Okay, and that just about concludes the masterclass part of this masterclass. So, whoa, that's crazy. And of course, my dad's been over here fanning me with this AFC that we made to try to hang up because it's really hot now in the basement too as well. But anyway, in conclusion, David Jeffery, can we please just get a nice big silent cheer going for him? Thank you so much for taking the time to do this with us today. This has been so incredible, so amazing. I'm sure everyone, on behalf of everyone else, I can say we're all crazy fangirling. It's just, it's a really, really amazing. Thank you so much. And I want to ask you, what are all your platforms? Do you have anything if people want to reach out to take private lessons or anything like that? Just the whole
Yes.
David.
What a wonderful segue. Thank you. First of all, great job to the 3 of you who sang today. It was really, really, truly great. I was grateful to hear you guys sing and share your gift. And I'm sure it's very nerve-wracking. So what you did is very brave. And everyone else who's watching, thank you for tuning in. That's wonderful. Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. It's David_Jeffery. My last name is ERY, not REY. And on TikTok, it's the David Jeffery, no underscore. And lessons, yeah. So for those of you who don't know, there's this thing called Broadway Plus, which is a website, broadwayplus.com. There's not just me, way cooler people on there. So if you go on there, you probably won't be using me. But you can like book Q&As, you can get voice lessons, you can get pre-recorded messages like Cameo. There's a lot of different things you can do with various musical theater people. I would encourage you to go on there, hit virtual experience, so you can see the list, the roster list, or all the things that you can get from people. But I am on there.
Awesome, yay! Okay, well, thank you so much. You can stay if you want to. You don't have to if you need to leave halfway or anything, but we are now going to move on to the notorious musical theater Kahoot, which we do every time. So for anyone who doesn't know, these Zooms are actually quite expensive to do. So they cost like $15 a month just to be able to do more than 40 minutes. Like on a session, and then an extra $60 that I pay to make sure that more than 100 people can be on here, which came in handy today. A lot of people are really great at helping me raise the money to keep the Zooms going. My Venmo's just Alexa Chown, or I think it's Alexa Dash Chalnick. Oh shoot, okay, I gotta check. And then I also have a PayPal that's just Alexa Chalnick. But if you donate $20 or more, you and me have a video chat. And certain people were really sweet, and they donated and said that we could just pass the video chat along to someone who maybe couldn't otherwise afford it. So the way that we raffle these off is by doing this Kahoot. And just to shout out anyone, if they're on here, Emma was really sweet, and she's one of the people who donated towards this. If you want to give a wave, also Miranda did this if she wants to give a wave, and Mike, and I think that's it. Brandon, if he's here anywhere, you could give a little wave. Yeah, so that's basically what this Kahoot is for. To anyone who's never played Kahoot before, you're gonna want to download the app, I believe, the app Kahoot. Okay, I'm gonna get it all set up and ready, and then I will screen share. Okay, it's validating the. Yay, okay, that was so fun. Congrats, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed this Saturday's Sing for Alexa Saturday. Thank you again so much to David for being here. And
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Okay.
David, what place did you get?
Yeah, what place?
I wasn't playing, girl.
David.
I know.
Okay, well, we actually finished this one on time, which is very unexpected. Usually I push it until 5:30 to give us that much cushion time to for all the singers, but you guys were just so amazing. I mean, wow, and we got that through that Kahoot really quickly too. So, until 5:30 now, I will, I guess, do we usually answer some more questions? David, if you want to as well, since you're still here, you can until 5:30.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so awesome. If you have a question, feel free to just give us a wave. I don't really look at the digital hands raised. So just feel free to just kind of give us. Okay, Kieran. I think I'm saying it right. Hello.
Hello. Hey.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, just had a quick question. So for David, if someone were to play you in a show about your life, who would you pick, I guess?
Easiest question ever. The age doesn't work, but I don't care. Tom Hanks.
Nice.
Tom Hanks.
That's great. Oh my gosh.
Aw, okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, not a problem. See ya.
Alrighty, who else do we got? Let me scroll to some of the other pages because there are 5 of them. Oh my gosh, okay. Eli Fruman? Hi.
Hi. Okay, so question for David. I was just wondering, I think it's usually Mondays where Broadway is dark. What would your typical day off consist of?
Great question. Yeah. So Mondays are definitely our day off. Mondays are my day where I feel like I can sleep in super late. So I do that. And then I spend a lot of time on Reddit. Love Reddit. What else do I do? So in the event that it's a nice day, maybe I would go out for a walk, Central Park perhaps. I like to get Starbucks because I don't particularly drink Starbucks throughout the week while I'm doing the show, because that is something for me that makes me mentally think, oh, I'm gonna get phlegmy, so I don't drink it. So I get a lot of Starbucks and DoorDash, Uber Eats, that kind of thing on Mondays. And honestly, a lot of times I like to just stay in, watch Netflix, go on my computer, have a chill day, because I only get to do that once a week. So it's not super exciting answer, but it's the honest answer.
Thank you.
Alrighty, let's get another person. Or David, feel free to, if you know how to, you should be able to just hover over the boxes and actually see the button that says unmute. So you could just click whoever you want.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, your choice. 5 whole pages of excited people.
Oh wow, but I want to get to everyone.
No.
Okay, let's go. We'll go Sophia. Can I do that? Ask to unmute. Can I do it? Sophia?
Oh my gosh, hi. Okay, so this is a question for either of you or both of you. What is a funny thing that happened on stage at any one of your performances?
Ooh. There was one time, I've talked about this before, when I was Mary Poppins, and there's this really weird scene where I'm off stage for like I was Mary Poppins, I'm off stage for like 10 minutes, and then I come on stage solely to just say, wow, someone's cooking, it smells great, and then I go back off stage, and I would always have to remind myself that I had it because it was just so incredibly insignificant and didn't like add anything to the plot or the conversation that people were having on the stage. So there was one time where I forgot during a show to come on, and so I think everyone heard me talking about how I was excited because my aunt flew in from Florida and we were having a sleepover. That's my answer.
Well, all my good ones I've told before, but I'll tell them again. Obviously when in Dear Evan Hansen, when I played Jared, I walked into a wall and I was very disoriented, and for whatever reason I was just like, I gotta get off stage. So I like got on my hands and knees and crawled. I don't know why. My brain just went to, you gotta go. So I couldn't see. So I literally just crawled off the stage. That was very embarrassing. People laughed at me. So that's probably my most embarrassing.
Cool. Thank you. You both are so cool. Bye.
Oh my gosh, you're so very welcome. Bye. Okay, David, feel free to pick another person.
Okay. Tessa. How do I ask me? There we go.
Also have to unmute themselves on their part too.
Oh, okay. Tessa, are you with us?
Hi, David.
Oh, hi, Tessa.
So I do have a question. What is like your favorite part about being on Broadway?
Oh, I mean, there are a million things, but the honest answer is the stage door. I love the stage door. There's something about, there are two ways to answer this. Obviously, the egotistical way, it's a very good self-esteem booster because after any day, if it's like the worst day ever, people are happy to see you, and that makes anyone feel good. And I honestly wish that I could give every theater fan that feeling of just a bunch of people who are always excited to see you. But egotisticalness aside, it's just super nice meeting people who love the show that you're in.
Your question?
You have a common interest, and they ask questions about the show. I can answer the show. We have a very brief encounter. I like taking pictures. I like signing for people. Sometimes they'll tell you about their life or the struggles they're going through, and it creates like a very strong emotional moment. I had the last day that I was there before this whole COVID thing, I had a 40-year-old man, I'm estimating, he didn't tell me his age, but he looked about 40, who hugged me because his best friend growing up had taken his own life. And it's those moments that kind of stick with you, and like I'll never forget that. So long answer short, the stage door is definitely my favorite part.
That's wonderful. Alrighty, thank you. You want to unmute someone else?
You pick one, Alexa. You pick one now.
I've been picking all of them. You.
Oh, okay. We'll go Shane. Shane M.
Hi, Alexa. Hi, David.
Hello.
Hey.
So my question is for David. What gave you the inspiration for Chris the Hat?
Okay. I can't hear you anymore, so I don't know if there was another issue.
Oh no, Shane, you're breaking up a little bit.
But if you can still hear me, Chris the Hat. I've had that hat for well over a decade, and I started wearing. It's the only hat that I really have and wear. And so when I would wear it, people would make a big deal about it, like, "Oh, you're in your hat." And somebody just once said you should name it. So I was like, okay. And the first name that popped into my head was Chris. So 10 years ago, I picked the name Chris, and it's stuck ever since.
Love that. Awesome. Thank you, Shane.
Yeah, thanks, Shane.
Thank you.
Oh God. Okay, let's look. We're looking. People are okay. Lucy. Lucy, I see you there, Lucy.
Hi.
Hi, Lucy.
What's your favorite moment from on stage, performing?
Oh man. I briefly touched on this earlier, but probably words fail. There's just something about that song and that scene that, you know, when you think about it, it's simplistic, but that's what makes it powerful. It's just Evan standing alone on stage. As a matter of fact, in our script, it's literally called Evan Alone. And he just stands there in a spotlight. And when the waving through a window reprise comes in of that song, there's this big blue light that hits you. And that's such a powerful moment. And when I watched it the first time, that made me very emotional. And even as an actor, you don't really have to do much work because the song is so good and so emotional that it's so easy to connect with the sadness of that song. So God, the few times I got to do that, that was easily my favorite.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lucy. Oh man, there's so many. Oh, you guys, I feel so bad. Okay, let's go. Emma Payton.
Hi.
Hi, Emma.
I just wanted to ask you, what is or who is like your favorite Broadway person that you've gotten to meet?
Ooh, Broadway person I got to meet. Okay, if we're talking strictly Broadway, and thus I can't use any of the Dear Evan Hansen people I've met from Toronto and tour, I will say Jordan Fisher. Not only because he's Jordan Fisher and, like, you know, famous, but he is who I aspire to be as a man. The way he conducts himself, the way he treats other people, it's hard to explain because, you know, most of you guys haven't seen him, and, you know, you only see the like public part of him, but the private part of his life and how he is off of the stage, he is just such a good human being. The way that he speaks to people, he cares about people, and I've really been impacted by meeting him and how he holds himself as a person, as a man. He's engaged, how he treats his fiance. I love everything about that guy, and I cannot wait to see him again.
That's so cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Oh gosh, you guys, this is, oh man. I don't know how you do this, Alexa.
I know. We can maybe do like one or two more.
One or two more. Okay, let's go. Jess Jolly. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm so sorry if I'm not saying that right.
Hi. Okay, so this isn't really a musical theater question. It's just kind of general. I just thought of it earlier. But what celebrity, also for Alexa, what celebrity wardrobe would you love to have? Like, what celebrity's clothes, like, would you love to wear? It could even be from a musical, but yeah.
I've been watching a lot of Marvelous Miss Maisel. It's this TV show, and all of her outfits are so cute. So that's kind of my obsession as of now. I guess that have to be.
That is a really difficult question. There are two answers to this. One, this is cheating, but Connor Murphy and Dear Evan Hansen, love his costume. I've bought the actual clothes that I get to wear in the show because I love the costume so much. But if I was just going to choose a celebrity, you know, just somebody who I see in tabloids all the time and really like their style is Harry Styles, of course, from One Direction fame. I don't know why, I just like his clothes, so I'm going to say Harry Styles.
Thank you so much.
It's Jess. Thank you. Okay, one more. David, your pick.
One more. Good. Okay, we'll go. You know what? Holly Cox, you're waving very emphatically. You can have the last word.
Hi, sorry. I feel like I should have asked like a happier question, but have either of you ever dealt with sort of biased or like biased casting or like favoritism, and how have you kind of coped with it or dealt with it?
Ooh. David?
Well, I mean, look, the honest answer is just with everything that's like happening in the world right now, I feel like obviously we are not the ones who've been, you know, like have that kind of struggle.
Yeah.
So it's probably wrong of me to say, oh yeah, I've been like, we have it very easy compared to others. So probably the good, honest answer is no, not really. We're very fortunate, and it should be more equal, obviously, all around. So I hope that everyone has equal shots at all the roles that they are being considered for. And in an honest answer, I can't think off the top of my head any time where I feel like that's happened to me. I don't know about you, Alexa, but certainly not me.
Either. So you answered that very, very well. Thank you for taking. Yeah. Good question though. It's
Oh, that's good. It's good that you haven't had to deal with that or anything.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Of course. Okay. Oh, this is so sad. I never want to have to leave. Okay, well, before we do, we need to take some pictures. So first, I'm doing a little speaker view for a second so that I can fangirl out with David Jeffery. Okay, David, smile. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, perfect. And now we're going to get everyone in here. So let me get this on gallery view. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to ask for everyone, because everyone's on here now, at least everyone on the first slide of people. We're going to take a couple pictures here. Okay, ready? So everyone, smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now we're going to the next page. Okay, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going to the next page. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, and there's no one on the last page. Okay, this has been so fun. Thank you again, David. I hope that you all enjoyed. Next week we have another TikToker Broadway person who I will not announce just yet, but I'll probably like do it on a live or something. A lot of really exciting things coming up. I have some merch. I'm gonna start putting out more YouTube videos now that I have my laptop back because it was broken for a while, but now it's back. So I can see everyone. Okay, what else? I have a P.O. box that I just opened. It's up on my website. I'm still doing lessons. If you'd like a private lesson with me, super, super easy. You just go onto my link tree. It says schedule a lesson. You just click that and it'll walk you through everything. It's super easy. I just want to try to help as many people as I can in this quarantine continue all their training because I know this has definitely put a big dent in a lot of it. So I hope that this helps. And I feel so fortunate to be able to have a platform that enables me to reach out to people like David and other, you know, creators and people who all just want to try to help as much and in any way as possible and that we can. If you'd still like to donate and help to the Zooms, Alexa-Chalnick is my Venmo. And okay, I'll now sing my little goodbye song. If you've ever been on one of my lives, I made this up in a practice room when I was still at college, and then everyone became so obsessed with it that I would get in trouble if I didn't end one of my lives with this song. So we now put it here too. So I'll sing that. I'm sorry to let you know I really have got to go. Drink water so you're not sick. I love you. Love, Alexa-Chalnick. Thank you guys so much. And I will be announcing this thing for Alexa Saturday people Friday, 10 a.m. Put in your videos if you still want to be in it. Alrighty, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
So much.
Bye.